Howdy, folks. Cheers. We're having some celebratory beers. This is Flying Dog Brewing, which I wouldn't normally support a brewery that has a dog theme. Although Dogfish Head. Maybe I do support breweries with dog themes. But, yeah, so I'm at a Cracker Barrel. Let me get a little cozier. Yeah. Got some cheetah socks on. Or leopards, I don't know. So, yep, I'm in Frederick, Maryland. Surprise, surprise, Maryland is dope. So far, Maryland has been a breath of fresh air. So I drove 3 hours from Pittsburgh this morning. All right, I'll full recap. So, since you saw me last, I put mud flaps on the trailer, which was a pain in the ass. Not that enjoyable of an experience. Until I switched to the Craftsman drill, and then it was cake. But before, I was just fucking around with bullshit. Then I fucked around with the boat jack and broke it. I ended up just shearing the crank handle off. Crank handle. And yeah, it was fucked anyway, So I cut that off with the angle grinder and just pitched it in the dumpster. Luckily, I had those scissor lift jacks, and I used that to stabilize the trailer for the evening. And did I do anything else? No. That was it. I did not go to jiu-jitsu. I slept till like 5 a.m., woke up, fucking wide awake. About an hour later, I think I fell back asleep. And then I slept till like 11. I woke up at 5 because I turned the heat off and I was like freezing. I don't know. I wish I could have gone to jiu-jitsu. Every ounce of me wanted to go. Dude, leg locks, that gym. But I'm also not too butthurt that I respected myself. Because, as you can hear, I'm still like not 100%. These will clear me out. These will clean me and clear me. Yeah, I'm over the hump of the sickness. The hump was like yesterday. But, what else? So, then I drove to, so yeah, I was on perfect time. I left Bed Bath at noon. It wasn't that bad getting the trailer on the hitch. It literally worked the same, if not better. And then I just tossed the jack in the van. Then I went to Goodwill to take a shit and fill up my water bottles. And I found, what did I find? Oh, I found some nice kicks. Oh, and a hammer drill. I found some dope-ass Puma kicks, which I'm a big fan of Puma kicks. I don't know why. Yeah. Puma, Flow Leopard. You know, we're like cousins. We're like cousins that try to kick the shit out of each other, so it's like a healthy rivalry. We got some dope Pumas for $6. Like, pretty new. I'd say maybe they got worn like for a week. And then a hammer drill, a fucking cordless Hitachi hammer drill. I bought the shoes and then I walked out and I saw like 3 cases of tools and I was like, me, I gotta look at a tool case, every tool case. And it was like stupid fucking nail gun, Hitachi hammer drill, stupid fucking nail gun. I was like, what is this hammer drill business? A, I've never seen a cordless hammer drill. And B, it was $25. I was like, intriguing. So I plugged it in. I plugged the battery in and it didn't work. So I was like, alright. And I went in the corner and charged it for a while. And I researched on it. Tried to find pricing. It was kind of hard to find pricing. I feel like it's $120 used is kind of what I found the consensus on eBay, but may or may not be cheaper. I don't know, or more. I don't know. But and then it said 40-minute charge time on the battery. I was like, that can't be right. That's too fast. I need to research that charger a little more. But eventually, I was sitting there for maybe 10 minutes and it showed charge. So I plugged it in and it worked. And I was like, and it sounded and it looks like brand new. The only bummer is one battery. That's the only bummer. But for my upcoming projects, I literally needed a hammer drill. Like, not really, but, you know. I need to drill through the frame of my trailer. 4 holes. The Craftsman could handle it, but this will just be so much more pleasant. I've learned that if you have the right tool for the job takes like 10 seconds. Like, once I switched to the Craftsman on the other mud flap, it took not all of 45 seconds. The other one took like, not 45 minutes, but it took 20 minutes and a lot of fucks and shits. I've chucked like 5 drill bits in the woods, and yeah, it was a pain in the ass. So, then I left about 40 minutes later than I anticipated, which was fine. And I drove blah 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 all the way to Maryland. What happened on the drive? Nothing. The van ran great. I listened to a lot of metal. In a good way. I don't know. It was like happy metal. It was heavy, but I was just like, yeah. Made a delicious coffee beforehand. It was good. And then so I got to Maryland, got to the dude's place. The dude was cool as fuck. He was a grade A Broseph. He was awesome. Like, probably early 40s, cool as fuck. He had like a little gray, smaller guy, but cool. Like, I would be bros with that guy. He looks like he would do jiu-jitsu too. He just bought the van like a few months back in Florida. He paid 12 for it. It was a '05 with 175,000 miles. I was like, damn. But the solar and electrical was like done. It was a sweet van. I hope he makes an Instagram. I'm probably gonna text him like on Thanksgiving and be like, hey man, do you have an Instagram? But he drove out to Glacier. So what happened is he bought the van in Florida, and then I guess it maybe needed tires. Yeah, I think it needed tires. So he bought new tires, but it had new everything else. And then he drove to Glacier. Or maybe he drove back home and then to Glacier. But yeah. These tires have one trip to Montana on them. And he had 2 jacks, and he had an impact gun. It was just perfect. I was expecting to be 2 hours of bullshit, but it was an hour of us shooting the shit, working on a car, which is like my ideal bro friendship. Other than fighting or like jiu-jitsu, shooting the shit, working on a car with like no like pressure is probably, or working on a motorcycle, whatever, is like the ideal bro friendship for me. I guess drinking a beer and listening to music is that too. Or talking about like the universe. Those are like my 4 things. Damn, this is a scary ass dog. Did you see that? Jesus Christ. But oh, they had a dog. So I've pretty much, I don't know. There's been a lot of dogs in my life lately that are cool. I drove by and I saw a like puppy, like one of those brown expensive dogs. I don't know what they are. Chocolate lab probably. And it was the most adorable thing I've ever seen. It looked like the vibe I felt from that, dog. It was like, holy shit, I'm in the world. People are looking at me, and I was like, you're in the world, and I'm looking at you. And I like it. Do it. It was cool. But yeah, the people were taking it out of the car to take a poop. It was like its first road trip. It was its first poop road trip, road poop, and I was witnessing it. I don't even know why. I was like driving by. It was fun. It made me giggle. Back to the story of the guy. Yeah, so we traded tires, which is... I was slightly disappointed in the road wear on the tires. Like, there was some road wear on the corner edge, you know. The front tires wear on the corners. And the rims were black, but they were literally my rims. But he just painted them, he spray painted them black. And I was like, alright. I guess. I just thought they were going to be like powder coated, fresh ass rims. But I'm like, that makes sense why he was charging what he was charging. But in the end, I jewed him down $20, which always makes me feel good if I can slap off any. Yeah, so like, it was $40 off what he was asking, which always makes me feel good to just. In reality, it was, yeah. So it was a good deal. I got basically new tires. They're like speed balanced on rims. I got 80,000 miles out of my tires, so if I get 75,000 out of these, then yeah. But what's interesting is they are Iron Man tires on Dodge Ram ProMaster rims. So Mars, and Iron Man being the female. So what? The feminine is what's going to drive me, or I'm going to ride on the feminine for a while. I just found that interesting. Because I went from Mercedes, which to me seems like Mercury. I don't really know. Mercury, Mercedes, yeah. And I went to Mars. Now I'm on Dodge Ram wheels and Iron Man tires. I don't know what my other tires were. I found that like esoterically interesting when I was airing them up. Because when I got them from the guy, he ran them at 60 psi, which makes sense why there was whatever edge wear. And I pumped that shit up to 80. And I just like how it feels at 80. It's like more nimble. Yeah, it's rougher, but dude, my Jeep was that was rough as fuck after I put the lift kit in. So I'm used to it. I actually prefer a rough ride. Just like impact rough. Yeah, way better than a soft squish like delay. I don't like that. That's why I like ayahuasca. I like the instant feedback. Yeah, so then I drove to Harbor Freight and I got another one of those hitch things for the front. 'Cause that's a necessity. I like stiffness. I like to be... I'm the flow leopard, but I also like stiffness. It's like your body is flowy, but it's also stiff. Like, without your bones, you're a piece of shit. Like, rubber man. Your bones are what's like... Yeah. So... what else? Yeah, dude. Like, being in the town and working on the van, everyone that drove by waved. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I like this. Like, what up? Like, yeah, you don't wave if you don't see them. But if you notice them, you just, yo. It's super easy. Just, yo. Everyone else should do that. It's cool. Frederick, Maryland is on a place that I would like to live. So far. That's crazy. My only qualm about it is that, like, on my astrocartography map, it's like Literally Saturn. I'll have to look at it like more closely. Maybe not. Maybe it's like Saturn and all my other good planets. I don't know. But yeah, weird day. It's like back to my old patterns. I don't know. It's been a month of working. I don't know if I told you, but yeah, I made roughly $4,000 month of working. It was fun. For the most part, fun. I would say like the only time it wasn't fun is when it was like boring, and I was like trying to look busy or getting in trouble for not working when I literally had nothing to do. That was the only part I didn't like. Cause like I'll work if you give me something to do, but if not, I won't. Like I'm the first person to chill if we ain't got shit to do. But I'm also the first person to work if we have work. But yeah, Douglas is running around right now. I'm celebrating tomorrow. I'm just gonna, I don't know, maybe sightsee for once. Wow. There is a fuck ton of vans here. There's like a van. I've seen so many adorable trailers in my drive, dude. I've seen like, I just saw one that was like the craziest one I've ever seen. It was like 8 feet long with an air conditioner, but it was like professional. It was weird. I was like, what is in there? I want to see inside. It's like just a bed. Literally, probably just a bed. So this dude's van was tits. He upgraded to lithium batteries, which honestly, next set of batteries, lithium for sure. 100%. I'm going to convert to lithium. If I keep with van life, lithium's my next. Although, being on the charger for like 2 days, I'm at 12.4. Like, if you know, that 12.4 is high as fuck. And I drove all day without, I mean, oh yeah, I was charging, but, and I turned my fridge off because I didn't know. So 12.4 is like with no load, but still. And he had a propane hot water heater just like the farm did. And he told me how that works, and I was like, damn. And he showed me a picture of a grizzly bear that he saw in Glacier, and it made me want to go back to Glacier. And I was like, hey, Whitefish, fucking... Like, if I had the choice between Whitefish and Cincinnati, Ohio lab manager job, I would probably pick Whitefish. More for the, like... Ooh, actually, it would be a tough choice, because Whitefish would have, like, people... A lot of, like, social interaction. But Cincinnati, Ohio would have a lot of jiu-jitsu. And I would get really good at jiu-jitsu. Like, I would be approaching brown belt if I threw down, like, a year. A year or two there, I'd be at brown belt. For sure. So, yeah. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I talked about the esoteric tires. What else? Dude, I haven't drinking beers or alcohol in 2 months. It was a quick 2 months. And, like, I don't, like, regret drinking beers right now. I'm just, like, it's a new chapter, new moon. Let's purge out some old stuff. Ooh, I just remembered. Ooh, yeah. I gotta go into Cracker Barrel and take a shit. Wash my hands, because they're still dirty. They're dirty from airing up the tires. So, yeah, he had the tires at 60 PSI. I had my trailer tires at 50 PSI for some reason. So they're 10-ply tires, which... I don't know if you're familiar with tire math, but there's radial and then there's 10-ply. And 10-ply you can pump up to 80 PSI. Oh yeah, so now we're going to talk about the brewery. I'm gonna drink one more beer before I go in. Oh no! There it is. Oh, I also got a propane tank. Truthfully, I was at Lowe's and that was chilling by the thing where people exchange propane tanks, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that filled up because I've heard about a propane shortage." It's weird following like the YouTube prepper news, which I've like always sort of kept in touch with. But now it's like everyone is talking about prepping. And I'm like, damn. Mm. Um, so it rubs off on me. And I'm just like, I could use another propane tank and then I could run power for X amount of time. I have no idea how long. What brings us together as brethren of good beer is the bitterness that runs through our veins. What would typically make goosebumps rise and send shivers up spines merely fuels our intense love of the craft. Cast away your fears, embrace the fire, and join our flock. Nice. I didn't read the other one, but yeah. So it's Flying Dog Brewery, which so in Maryland, they don't sell beer at grocery stores. I was like going through Walmart buying like some gluten-free bagels. And I was like, where's their beer? And they didn't sell beer. So then I went to a liquor store, and honestly the liquor store was cool. The people were cool. I have never ever been to a liquor store where people are cool. Every liquor store I've been to, people act like they want to blow their brains out, and they are 3 days away from doing it. In every state I've ever been in, except Maryland. Like, the dude was dope as shit. I asked about Mix of Six beers, and he was like going on about a story about whatever, and I was like, dude, cool story. I mean, it was dumb, but it was a cool story. A lot of stories I listen to are dumb. I would say 80% of the stories people tell me are dumb. Unless you have a van, all of your stories are dumb. Unless you have a van, or you do jiu-jitsu, or you drink heavily. I do enjoy a good drinking story. I do like a drinking story, a road trip story, or a fighting story. Or like skateboarding. Sports. I guess I'll classify sports story, drug story, like fighting, martial arts story, or traveling story. Other than that, all the other stories suck. A fucking story is good if you tell it right. It could also be gay. So yeah. Dude, the dudes that I worked with were super cool. Like, I'll probably see those cats again in my life. Definitely. It was cool. I don't know. It made me like thankful that I was in the van and got to experience that. It's like nice. Because when you work at the same place, you just work with the same fucking people, and you're just like, in my experience, I just hate everyone I always work with. But this was like cool. It was always weird with the like boss man. I don't know. Even though we liked the same things, it was always weird. He was always weird around me. I'm like, I don't know, man. Even though like the times he like joked around with me, I was always like on the level, but all the other times, I know I could be a little jokier. I don't know. There's another level that I can step into. I'm just not quite stepping into it. I can feel it. It's like being more vulnerable. would say. Yeah. Like being more expressive, more vulnerable, like more clownish, I would say. But not in like a clown way, just in like an animated. Being more animated, it's there. And that's what's lacking. I know it's me. Like I don't blame the other people for these subpar experiences. I know it's me. Yeah, like one of the dudes was like, "What kind of music do you listen to?" And I was like, "Fuck." I like literally had no idea what to say because it's hard to pinpoint my music genre, and I usually just aim it to the person I'm talking to. But this kid listened to everything, so I was like, binaural beats. I was like heavy metal and binaural beats, and then afterwards I'm like, that is the worst summation of my genre of music. That is not even close. Then afterwards I was like, oh fuck, like Hot Mulligan, uh, Rainbow Kitten Surprise, and Quinn. Shit, what? I don't even know how to say his name. Quinn the 35th? I have no idea. It's like that sort of my vibe. Or, oh, and Elohim. And Osiah. Like, heavy ass death metal. It's like, yeah, it was weird. It's weird. I know what I'm learning. I can tell what I'm learning. I'm learning how to be myself. Because as a child, I was not allowed to be myself. So it's like, definitely harder to learn now. It's not harder. It's easier in a way. It's easier if you let the like social pressures go. So the other beer didn't have a sweet ass description on it. Fuck. I gotta go in and take a dooski. So love you. Bye.